All right. I didn't stream yesterday. I watched the Nick game. It was, just a disgrace from beginning to end. Um, and you know what? I thought what would be a better thing to do than to get online and to see some trades in 2K to see, potential trades that I've heard of. Uh, to see what the team would respond. I used to do that when I was a kid. I used to make believe trades as a GM and then see how the team would, respond. Um, so we haven't played 2K in a while. Um, I mostly don't play it online. It's a pain to post because of all the music, but that's fine. Whatever. We're gonna play it and post it, and we'll take it from there. But I'm excited to see what happens. I do believe that there's going to be a few trades that happen. The trade deadline is February 10th. Julius Randle can be traded February 6th. And as I play, I'll talk a little bit about what I think might be some of the issues. But we'll take it from there. All right, so let's take a look. I know that I don't do this often, so let me just see. I think I can load the roster or edit the roster. All these freaking banners, Can I load? Let me see. Let's see. Let's just use my file. Oh, 4 people downloaded it? Wow. Or is that just me that downloaded it? I don't remember. So we're gonna make some trades. We're gonna move Julius Randle. First, I want to play with. Let me see. I think they have a shot at getting De'Aaron Fox. So we're going to make that trade. And then we're going to actually play that team. And I also want to get rid of... I feel like we just have such a glut of too many veterans. So we're going to trade Kemba Walker as well. We're going to trade him to the Lakers for... I mean, I'm not saying that they would take it, but I'm just saying more injuries are better. He's also going to be leaving this year. You cannot trade injured players. Well, there goes that. I think it would be a situation. How many does even have? We used to have Wayne Ellington before, but I just want someone that I could bury on the bench. I would honestly just trade Kemba Walker for a second round pick 7 years down the road. Who else would possibly need floor spacing? I think the Lakers are probably the biggest apt to take him. Let's take a look. I don't know why they put these classic teams here. I gotta go through this. And the G League. Okay, great. Alright, now I know go left. Who would be amiable to take Kemba Walker off their hands? You can't trade. I can't trade for Rubio because he's injured. I don't know why they don't allow that. That's weird. The Clippers needed. He could be a good backup, so we're gonna do it for Justin Winslow for now. Just because once you trade a power forward, you want some depth there. And then I'm also gonna get rid of Burks. I just feel like we have a glut of wings, and it would be good to kind of get rid of him. Who would need a ball handling wing? He says you never have too much. That's not true, Tom Thibodeau. I don't agree with that. So who needs a wing or would have have something to entice. The Wizards need a lot of help, but they're not going to trade for him. Maybe the Nets, but the idea of the Knicks and the Nets making a trade, I highly doubt that would happen. Millsap has complained. If they would throw in the draft pick, I would take Millsap. I don't even care. All right, we're gonna cancel that trade. Let's also work on the minutes here. So De'Aaron Fox is there. We kept him. I'm gonna move him out of the starting lineup. I've heard a lot of people saying they want Grimes in there, and I agree. I think he's earned it. I don't want to give Gibson minutes. I think Gibson at this point in his career needs to be more of a mentor and a spot player when somebody's injured. I don't know why Tibbs plays him the amount of minutes that he does. Tibbs doesn't make a lot of sense on a lot of stuff that he does. I don't get it. Cam Reddish, I mean, they traded for him. They're gonna want to see him play. And now that Randall has been traded there to the Kings in this scenario, Winslow can stay down there. I will play Fournier. You need to space the floor. I don't know where I would put him. Burks has not played well at all, so we're gonna give Fournier those minutes. Mitchell Robinson is not playing that many minutes. Toppin would play those minutes in this scenario. I'll do a 10-man rotation. I'll give Burks a few minutes. And then once Derrick Rose would come back, I would take Fournier's minutes away. And it would be Rose, Quickly, Reddish, and Noel, and somebody from the starting unit to do that. Put Mark Nick's trade here. And we're going to play 2K just because, you know, the frustration yesterday was overbearing. The Miami Heat were our greatest rivals in the 90s. And to see them have the Miami Heat go through and cycle through 3 different championship-type rosters, and the Knicks have not had one, is a disgrace. And I love the fact that Jeff Van Gundy called out the Knicks on their BS. You know, it's just remarkable to me that it takes an outsider, and this is why they didn't offer him a job and why he's persona non grata, because it's cultive at the Garden. It starts with Dolan, where it's almost like working for Kim Jong-il. He's a dictator, or he's just such a sensitive baby that he has kicked out 12-year-old kids with shirts that said Dolan sell the team. He needs to grow up and eventually be a man. Hopefully one day he's in his 60s or 50s. Grow up. So, you know, fans have a right to be frustrated for 20 years, not to be able to, you know, have a team that they can be proud of. And, you know, I gave Melo a lot of shit because he did not pass the ball enough when he was here. But he took every interview. Julius has been a baby and has not. And I don't know what Julius is going through. Julius might be having home issues. Julius might have, you know, been psychologically traumatized by having COVID. And, you know, you think about dying or whatever it is. We don't know what he went through. He might be having marital problems. We don't know, because this is not normal for someone to regress this much over a year. So, you know, so we'll see what's going on. I do think, and I have said that they did draft Obi to play him or trade him. I don't, you know, Obi has been really cool about the fact, you know, but you can see that Obi little by little is you know, is working his way to being a starter in this league. Maybe not today, but you know, someday soon. So we'll see how it goes. I do think, you know, that, you know, he was not in the huddle. He just seems mentally gone. Some people have said that they think that he has been told by his agent that he may get traded. And, you know, I think that might have traumatized him because he wanted to put down his roots here, and I get that. But at the same time, it's a business. If you're not playing well, you're not, you know, you're not talking to the fans. You know, the thumbs down, I defended him with that. When he gave the thumbs down to the fans, because, you know, fans can be pricks, and New York, next to Philadelphia, is the toughest place to play as a player. And unless you're cut from that gene of just ultimate swag, where you don't really care, you know, I'm gonna get better. And not everybody can play in New York and Philadelphia. It's just not for everybody. And Julius seems to be a very, you know, another person that seems to be sensitive. He takes everything personal. So, you know, that's just not. Oops. No. What is going on? L3. Why is that acting weird? And I don't know if so somebody else did it. Mock mixed trade. I don't know if well, I know Julius is not designed for this team, for this city, excuse me. I think, you know, Zach Randolph was here, you know, a lot of David Lee, a lot of other players. So it might be a situation where it's better for him to go to a place like Sacramento where there is no pressure. There isn't 100 reporters. There's like 2 beat reporters or whatever it is, you know? And, you know, that's cool. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. And maybe, you know, time has come for him to go. Or maybe it's a better thing in the offseason. But I think if you get an offer for him, I think that is of a De'Aaron Fox, a Jalen Brunson, which would be the next trade that we're going to try. I think you do it, you know? So we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for the trade deadline. I do think we need to shake things up. We're just not there. I think Tibbs needs to, you know, go with the hot hand and stop being such a baby. In the second half against Miami, he left his starters in as normal. You need to have a quicker hook. You need to say, hey, you're not playing well. I'm taking you out. You need to, you know, but I think in his mind, he's just not one to rock the boat with his vets. He doesn't want to disrespect them. But Jeff Van Gundy would, you know, and Pat Riley would tell Patrick Ewing, this is what I fucking need, you know? You got to hold your best player accountable. Phil Jackson did it with Kobe, did it with Michael. He kicked Michael Jordan out of practice when he punched Steve Kerr. This is, you know, arguably the GOAT, you know? Depending on who you ask. And he kicked him out of practice, and he forced Michael to apologize. There's been times where, you know, when Evan was trying to calm Julius Randle down, and he slapped his hand away, I would have suspended him. I would have suspended Julius on the spot. When he wasn't in the huddle, I would have suspended him again. Either get in line, or you're going to lose pay. You know? If he doesn't want to talk to the media, then why are you here? I don't understand. Why do you have such a surly attitude?
In the corner, it's Robinson. It's tipped.
This team, with De'Aaron Fox and without Julius,
over in the corner, Barnes.
Like, this year is going to be gone, I feel like, without a head coaching change to utilize this team, because this team has one of the slowest pace in the NBA.
It's good. He makes his first shot of the game.
And I think this team has the ability to run. But they need a D'Antoni or somebody like that can help them run. But we've had those type of coaches before, and they don't work in New York. So Tibbs with the slow pace, for whatever reason, we want a lunch pail team. But we have to adapt to the NBA. You can be slow in pace, or not the fastest, which is fine.
Over Randall. Count that one.
Get it, Randall.
Straight
effort. But we got to get Stockton in the defensive end and then push the ball. R.J. Barrett is one of, I feel, excuse me, he's not one of the best. He is at his best when he's on a fast break and he's going downhill. I think this trade for Fox and Julius Randle is the best for both teams.
Kicks to Fox. It's Barrett on the wing. Toppin sets a screen for Barrett. Down low. And it's Toppin.
I think Obi could average what Julius is doing this year, 17 to 18 points, with a smaller contract and a better attitude. And he's more designed for the modern NBA with the fast pace, running the floor. And he was the first round pick. Julius was the 7th pick. He was the 8th pick. And maybe in Sacramento, Alvin Gentry don't play those games. He'll cuss you out. He'll send you home. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's where Alvin Gentry is, because Luke Walton was fired. Give me that.
Here's Grimes.
Oh, and he fouled me.
From outside, off the mark.
So I just think a change of scenery is probably best. I think we're best for a divorce. I mean, the idea of the fans, he will never be forgiven in New York. I think his time here is done. And, depending on who you ask, I don't think that you can fix this relationship. And I am the last one on any situation to make a panic move. I believe in giving chances. Like I said, I defended Julius when everybody was telling him about the thumbs down gesture. It was just our way. But you can see it's different. It's like when you get into a relationship and you just know it's over. I think we're very aware that this relationship is over. Let me actually lower some of this game audio because I'm talking a lot. So we'll see how it goes. They need to play Cam Reddish more. It'll be very interesting to see how it goes. I would like to see Dallas with Julius as well. It would have to be a bigger trade. We probably would have to take Tim Hardaway or I don't think if we're giving them Julius, we're not taking Hardaway. Threes in this game are so annoyingly difficult. And I think Julius would have a beef with the Knicks the way Evan Fournier has a beef with the Celtics. He's dropping 50 on us every game.
Offensive rebound. Makes it off the glass. Toppin's got 8 points.
And I think if we trade Obi to appease Julius, we might as well just hire Isaiah Thomas back and go back to the circus days of the Knicks. Because I think you lose the fans at that point. You trade Obi to appease Julius, I think you lose a lot of the fans. So I think it's time. Julius feels it in his chest too, or whether he wants to admit it right now or not, that it's time to go. Who tipped that ball? Harrison Barnes is probably going to be on the way out as well. I think it's going to be a busy trade deadline this year. Everybody's waiting for that Ben Simmons. I think if Ben Simmons is traded at the deadline, it's going to be a flurry of trades because a lot of people are not making trades because they have hopes of landing him. So I think he's the first big fish to move.
And there's Fox. That's good on the assist by Toppin. Oh, great ball movement there.
Ooh, spread the floor. Have a first point guard that this team has not had probably since Marbury, before Marbury lost his marbles.
Over Robinson. Barnes can't get it to go.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
RJ is not doing a reverse dunk there. And Tibbs needs to be open-minded. Like, he's too... Even Van Gundy saw it. He's too quick to keep his starters in. That's not what you do. You have to play who's playing well. And if the veterans are not playing well, then they're not playing well. I saw a complaint about Harden had about Nash, Steve Nash, the head coach, saying that he doesn't like that technique of playing the hot hand. Why not? If you're not playing well, and I'm a person that's played basketball my entire life. If you're not playing well, that's it. Like, admit it. You know, Kobe would, R.I.P. Kobe, but Kobe had that confidence that he believed even when he was not playing well, he was affecting the team. And I think maybe that's what Tibbs is thinking. Why does he have number 11? With Kobe, it was affecting the game even if he wasn't shooting well. And I think that's what Tibbs is thinking with Julius. But it's not the case. With the turnovers, he has one of the worst effective rating percentages. His plus minus is awful. I don't get it. I don't get it. Why do they make Quickly dunk as much as he does? He doesn't dunk like that. He can dunk on a fast break by himself, but... And I don't understand why Fournier is still starting. He's played well, but even with Boston, I think everybody's aware that he is a bench player. Oh my God, really? I think we're very aware that he's a bench player. Quentin Grimes plays better defense than him and is actually a more effective three-point shooter. But because they spent $80 million, they're not willing to, they want to save face when it comes to that signing. But if it's not working, it's not working. We'll see how it goes. I think if the trades do not happen at the deadline, I think they'll be more apt to see what they have. I just don't know why it's taking so long. We'll see what happens. Maybe people will forget this in time. Why is this? The computer's stupid. Why do they always put two centers in at the same time? I don't understand. And they're not even tired. God. The computer in 2K is the worst substituter in the history of the world. They don't follow rotations the way they are modernly. They want to replace everybody at once. When are they ever going to change that? And I don't want to sit there manually substituting every single time. All right, good first quarter. Good first quarter. I like the pace of the team. I haven't really been using De'Aaron Fox that much. But
an incredible lead for Julius Randle shooting the ball. Breaks down what's made the difference for him.
It's really just all about just me getting into my shot quick, and just everything with my shot starts with my base and my feet, my footwork, and that's really all it is. Make sure I have a strong base and using my legs, just getting into my shot for speed. It's always fun to get back to that.
Wow, so interesting, isn't it, to hear that focal point for his shooting?
And they put all the starters back in. Why? I don't know.
Or the release, but it all starts with that foundation in the lower body.
Obi's been playing well, hitting threes.
Glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game
Really like growing as a player, and he's ignoring the noise. I know Julius. I wonder. I don't say I know. I wonder if Julius has resentment for Obi, because it's it's like being an actor or an actress and seeing that young stud coming in that's getting everybody's attention, and you feel like you're gonna get replaced. There's not much of a separation with age. Nice. And I know this is just a game, but I feel confident that if Tibbs, stop yelling on offensive possession, stop yanking them when they made a mistake, and been more focused on allowing players to make errors, I think it would be better, because you see people panicking if they're terrified of making an error, and you shouldn't do that when you're playing basketball. It should be free and whatever. Or maybe he's just trying to make them tougher mentally by really getting into them. Or maybe he feels pressure because he wants to succeed here, being a New York born bred type person, and he was on our team in the 90s, so he's very aware of what it is to play here. I'm gonna go straight away after I'm done with this game and play something else, and then I promised you guys yesterday that I was gonna play Celeste, so I'm gonna play it tonight. It'll be my night game, maybe 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, somewhere around there. I'll put an alert on, I'll put a standby. It's hard to get an open shot for people, and when you do, you're not guaranteed of making it. That's a weird graphic, because I'm running to the left and away from the player, and like, I don't know, it's just strange.
4 rebounds and 3 assists. And to have a player who can fill it up like him coming in off the bench, what an asset.
Well, the offense, for the second,
And I don't think we're having as many issues as we're having if Derrick Rose doesn't get injured.
I really enjoyed watching De'Aaron Fox blossom into a leader over the first few seasons in the league.
all that comes from confidence. He has emerged
Give me that.
as a star player. He's become
Kings
more
are
and more
trash.
assertive.
They need to do a fire sale.
That's when it got obvious that he's a player you can build a franchise.
Buddy Hield could never function on a Tibbs team because he doesn't play defense. He would never ever play him, even though he's an elite shooter. And that's why I don't like coaches like that, because you have to understand, you have to give and take, and understand that not everybody's going to give you everything that you need.
No fear, you risk getting posterized. You know what though? But you still take him.
Why do they go so far if they're open? Wouldn't a player move closer with the chance of getting the pass to be open for a three? It's like they do that as a design gimmick so that you're not always chucking up threes, which is just asinine. That's what the game is now. It's just threes. Mitchell Robinson was a beast for a lot of games in a row. He's been pretty quiet the last few games, but
Keep getting in the paint and continue to score consistently.
And it's Hield off the drive. Sacramento again missing.
see, I can't get a shot with Grimes.
In the paint today, their work on the boards has
He's
been
played.
impressive.
He's played.
Robinson a screen on Halliburton.
Give me that.
Robinson kicks to Reddish. And
Ow.
from three-point range.
That shot felt good.
Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Heat in Miami.
The blowout, you
Randle no
mean?
good. Fox against Hield. Toppin with it. 8 points for him. He can't get it to go. Good D by Thompson.
I would love to compare the Yeah, this is ridiculous.
Halliburton against Fox.
The Kings are trash, and I'm not playing on the standard normal difficulty. This is a 3D guy flashing to the basket when he was open for 3, which is ridiculous. It's not going to happen.
High marks for its diversity, but there is some frustration on that front when you look at head coaches and front office positions.
Nothing. This is just trash.
Carl Anthony Towns said, "Men of color deserve a chance to lead a team, run an organization, and make their mark, not just with a jersey on, but with a suit on." Guys,
we are playing NBA 2K. We did a few mock trades to get Julius out. I'm playing with De'Aaron Fox. Next, we're going to make a trade for Jalen Brunson. Give me that. They would actually have beef, I feel like, when they played. I think Julius would try to punk Obi to prove that he's the better player, knowing how he is, and Obi would have to just, ignore it.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson.
All right, guy. Like, really? Like, did I do the rotation that way? I could have sworn I put Burks for a few minutes. Oh, there's no room for Burks there. Yeah, let's keep Reddish in, I guess.
Bagley comes in for Randall. Davis is checked in for Halliburton, and it's Mitchell in for Barnes. Quickly the pass to Robinson. The shot is good, and so is his shooting tonight.
Too easy.
And
Too easy.
they're on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And the call will be against
Got a foul. Take that foul.
That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's foul number 2. Maybe you don't sit him at this point, but you really have to be careful to not pick up another before half.
Cam is playing a lot of minutes. Killer Cam. I mean, they had to see the talent in him. This guy needs extended minutes to see what he can do.
Picked up by Barrett. Hield dishes to Bagley. Just 5 to shoot. Sacramento needs to get off a shot. And Buddy Hield gets the 3. Hield's got his first bucket of the game, and
he is elite. He is in this. No one is in Stephen Curry discussion, but if I had one that I would want to shoot the ball, it would be Hield. His shooting is unbelievable.
One hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Oh my God! Why did they recycle that line from like two games ago?
Now here's Mitchell.
I haven't been playing 2K too much, just because I've been focusing on streaming games. I'm not sure how much 2K to stream, but I do enjoy this game thoroughly. Oh my God. I got in his chest. Yeah, you give somebody $80 million, you're not putting them on the bench. I would. I don't care. I don't care what optics looks like. I don't care if the reporters say I'm a failure. I mean, it's what's best for the team, period. But it's easier said than done when you have to tell Julius or anybody that you're suspending them.
Into the lineup for your Kings, Shemezi Metu.
And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barrett.
It's amazing how bad Burks is played. I feel like it's on purpose. I hate saying it, but I feel like his agent or somebody has told him play like crap until the trade deadline, so nobody wants you. That's the only thing I can think of. He's been on this rodeo so many times before.
Pass to Reddish. And he drives in.
Killer Cam.
With the slam.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. And so it's the New York Knicks closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead.
And Tibbs has called out R.J. Barrett. He's called out Mitchell Robinson when he's not playing well. He's called everybody out but Julius. He never calls out Julius.
Kevin, thank you.
So I don't speak of the devil.
What will be your message to the team at halftime?
So I don't know if it's fear, like he doesn't want to go after the lead guy. or what. But I can see why, because this is one of the reasons why he got kicked out of the T-Wolves, or why he got released, because he sided with Butler over Karl Anthony Towns, and he needs to see the writing on the wall that the future is with RJ.
Hello, everybody. We're here to break it all.
RJ will be a captain on this team at some point, and 14%. Wow. Maybe I should play on a harder difficulty level. I'm one above normal, but maybe just the Kings are just that bad. I don't even know. I like De'Aaron Fox, man. We're playing faster. He's not dominating the ball.
The clash of the Titans in that first half. Big time performances on both sides.
Go, Obi, go.
Could have drawn up an ideal scenario for this game. This would be it. The big dogs tried to run up.
You know, I'm gonna play actually Dirt 5 after. Yeah.
Everyone in the building and watching at home must be.
Yeah, I can play Dirt 5.
You know I am.
And time for us to sign off here at the studio.
We don't sign off, Ernie. We're still gonna be here watching and analyzing the action.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna be here watching while you're kicking back. Stop stealing my notes, Kenny.
What notes?
Sorry, I gotta send some text.
And there wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. Guys, a fantastic game from Obi Toppin in this one.
You just love the patience.
Oh.
First half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
Yeah, working the ball, getting clean, quality looks. I mean, just efficient basketball through and through.
And New York,
If Julius comes back on another team, the Bulls will be so loud.
Then it's Barrett. De'Aaron Fox.
Oh my God, it would be deafening, the Bulls.
They lead by 20. That's the most we've seen.
Oh my goodness, really?
You know, Greg, thinking about De'Aaron
I think
Fox,
Julius would be a good fit here. I think he has all NBA talent. I mean, he made the second team. Obi may never make an all NBA team, but I just think that the pressure is he's buckling under the pressure, and New York is not easy. There's a reason why so many, and it's not Brooklyn, because love the, you know, it's great that the Nets are here, but there's no pressure playing for the Nets, or not comparison to the Knicks. There's a reason why Kevin Durant and a lot of other players said, yeah, we're going to play with the JV team, because they don't want to hear the garbage. They don't want to deal with the media. They don't want to deal with all those expectations, you know? And not everybody's designed for that. And that's okay. That's okay.
Here's Mitchell.
Give me that.
No good on the shot. Some solid defense from Robinson. To the wing right side. And the next miss again. The Kings trail by 20.
I was in love with Tyrese Halliburton when the draft where we had Obi. I really wanted him. Too bad I'm not a GM. The Knicks do operate as if they're in a bubble, and I think you have to inoculate yourself. You do have to.
Just over a minute and a half played here in the third.
Yeah, Julius. And then the arguing with the refs. Like, he's like snapping under pressure.
Fox dishes to Toppin. Robinson sets a screen for Toppin. The kick out to Fox. 6 on the shot clock and foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Julius Randle picks one up for New York. They have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both. And
yeah, he would do that. He would do that.
And officials is always interesting. With some players say
Obi is going to be a good player, man.
What do you think?
Well, we do see players getting teed up for simply making their case, and really the guys just want to play. So, yeah, you love to see a little bit more harmony out on the floor, and maybe we need to get those 2 groups together in the offseason to break bread.
I think if it doesn't work out here, I think Tibbs might be done. I mean, what is he, in his 60s? I mean, I don't see him getting another chance. For it not to work out in New York, not to work out with the T-Wolves, It's very rare that you get, unless you're D'Antoni, that you get 4 different franchises to lead when you failed at them, you know? Maybe in like a Boston situation where he's a defensive coordinator.
The drive by Mitchell. And here's
I
Barnes
don't know.
for 3. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got 3 assists in the game. Driving in, Fox. And he uses the glass on the lane.
And don't forget, when De'Aaron Fox goes back, he's going to want to take it to the Kings as well. The Knicks were hot, or at least Scott Perry. Well, Scott Perry was I think, was the GM when he picked De'Aaron Fox. Or was he? Was he with Orlando?
Their defense has only allowed
I don't remember.
6 points in the second half. Now, here's Thompson. Halliburton outside.
Grimes brings it, man. He put the clamps on Darius Garland.
And it's Barnes sliding it down. Fox, no good.
Aye.
The Kings trail by 16.
Oh, Alec Burks is coming in, finally. The computer
Mitchell
decides
passes
to play him.
Randall. Shoots over Toppin. Here's Thompson. And
Give me that.
One goes careening off the glass. Grimes. He's covered by Halliburton.
And players are going to help. I don't know why they stick like glue.
And here's Barrett. And Thompson sends it back.
But Thompson is a more than capable
Khloe Kardashian does not agree with that block. Terrible.
Pass to Mitchell. Thompson, a screen on Fox. Tries the spin move.
Davion Mitchell and Halliburton is a good backcourt to build your team around. What's his name? Off Night? Handcuffs? I think it's Off Night. He hasn't shown much this year that I have seen. I just think the Kings are at a, yeah, it is Alvin Gentry that's the head coach. Yeah, he'll hold Julius responsible.
And the Kings will go for a different look here. Rashawn Holmes, he's checked in for Tristan Thompson.
I wonder what their front office knows. I wonder if there's a package in place for Julius. That'd be fascinating.
Thank you, Kevin. As NBA revenues climb into the tens of billions of dollars, teams have even more resources to compete. Staffs are growing, more coaches, trainers, and specialists. So general
Why is he in the three-point lane?
Generally, the best organizations are those that effectively collaborate and communicate.
Oh, that's how Burks has been shooting recently.
Kevin?
Like ass.
No, that's always been the case. Thank you. Now Hield, following Alec Burks' three-point attempt. Hield, the pass to Mitchell. Back to Hield. Wide open. And yes, it's good. Hield's got his third bucket.
Yeah, I should have played up on him.
You can't give Hill these mid-range chains. I mean, often he's going to bury them and make you look foolish.
He's another one that I wouldn't mind see going, just because I would like to open up some more time for Sims.
And so here's Sacramento. The Knicks making the
I don't know
shot.
why in this day and age of the guard and the three-point shot you need 4 centers.
104 left in the third
But
quarter.
again,
Davis finds Holmes.
this is why
High arcing shot, and that
I'm
one
like,
is
I know
over.
that you want to
The
give
Knicks go the other way with
the
it.
head coach
They led the game
a
up
voice
by 20.
when it comes to personnel decisions, but that's just deranged. 4 centers in today's NBA, you don't need 4 centers. If all the centers run out, you go small and you play Obi and Julius together. Like, I just don't get it.
Davis. Unable to get that one.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Give and go.
A good finish at the rack off the slick feed. Quickly's got his second bucket of the night.
Cam Reddish seems to be playing well to me.
Right now, 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
I wonder if the game has adjusted to me not liking them playing 2 centers. Give me that. How dare you.
By Noel. And that's out of bounds. Sacramento.
He makes his money just by being springy.
So here's Sacramento. 19-point game. Hield with the bucket. Hield's got 7 now in this quarter.
Shout out to Frank Ntilikina. Doing okay in Dallas. He's getting more burn, but
To the paint. Here's Reddish. And Reddish with the slam.
Cam Reddish.
Sensational finish.
Hey, you got to be able to get some hang time to do that one. Here's Mitchell. No good on the last second attempt there. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Knicks out front, up 19.
They gotta play Killer Cam every single time he makes a play.
Start of the fourth quarter. Next. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game, and it's presented as always by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Oh, beautiful feed. Always a luxury to have a big man who can see the whole floor.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. And Halliburton on the wing. He's joined by Barnes.
Marvin Bagley's probably gonna be on the way out.
And it's Hield in at the 1. So that's the 5 in the game for Sacramento. And the foul called on Nerlens Noel. That's his first foul. And New York making a change here. Robinson's checked in.
Mitchell Robinson.
3-pointer Randall. And the rebound goes to the Knicks. Robinson's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. The 3.
Yo, they are on him like I don't know what.
Here's Halliburton.
I understand why they do the algorithm of how they play defense because they don't want people to be lazy. But sometimes NBA players are lazy, as a point of fact.
Robinson finds Fox. Robinson sets a screen for Fox.
Oh my God.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown.
I gotta use an analog stick for shooting. I keep forgetting.
Again with the block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's
Analog? Nothing.
Greg protecting the rim.
But it felt smooth. I just gotta get used to it. I'm just so used to square.
Here to regain some confidence.
Hield the pass to Barnes. Robinson against Bagley.
Give me that. That wasn't a block.
Solid defense from Robinson. New York moving it around.
A square. Give me that.
Hield is gonna pick up the
Mitch Robinson actually does that. He'll go up and just snatch it over 3 people. He's so big. I don't see him resigning with the Knicks. I'd be shocked. Because at this point, if they haven't given him his money, and you know, maybe he wants to play in New Orleans, where he's from. Oh, he would look so nice here.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
He'd move the ball. He'd move the team forward fast. I just think it's a win-win for everybody. Julius is an all-NBA talent. I just think a change of scenery, like I said before, will work with him. I think De'Aaron Fox needs a change of scenery. I do think that the Kings are trying to get Simmons first. And if it doesn't work out, they may decide Julius will be our backup option. Because they know the ability is there. Word has gotten out today that Julius is available in a trade, depending on the package. So they're open for business. I think everybody on that roster, on the Knicks roster, can be moved for the right price. I don't think it should be that way. I don't think we have anybody that's untouchable, you know? I would certainly not like to lose RJ or Quick or Grimes, but those are not untouchable players. We don't know what they're going to be. I get red, as in very early, so you're telling me I'm not allowed to have a quick release. There are players that have a hair trigger release, and I don't feel like this game is fair when it comes to that. Look at that. Very early. That's BS. I'm not early. I'm right there.
gone 1 of 5 from the field here in the fourth. A lot of misses, just the one make. Holmes.
Okay, he's gonna run through.
Assist from Randall.
And he's been passive today, but maybe that's what he needs to get him going, because for them to be successful, he's got to be a little more selfish.
Healed against Fox. Back to Robinson. And it goes out of bounds. That one off Holmes.
New York ball.
And now a look at the upcoming schedule.
I've never had the computer challenge a play on me.
They'll be facing
I don't even know if that's possible.
And the Philadelphia 76ers. Then on Monday, they're off to New York to face the Knicks.
Yeah, and Kevin, this is going to be a very trying part of the schedule for them. More than a fair share of road games on the dock.
Come on.
Have not had an easy time finding success.
This is BS.
He's done a lot of the little things to help put them in front. I mean, but his offense has not been there for him.
They're like trying to make the game close for no reason.
I have to imagine it was a topic of discussion at halftime.
But it had to be. These days, you need to stretch the floor somewhat to make everything.
Oh my God.
Healed outside. And a wide open look for Halliburton. Goes back up. Bank shot. No good. The Knicks leading by 13. And it's Barrett penetrating. Toppin kicks to Fox. Four on the clock. Here's Toppin. That's in. That's his fifth field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Now Halliburton. And there's the foul. It'll go on
Yay.
That's foul number.
That's what he does, baby. Play defense.
Really good defensive play to cut him off there and square up.
Some changes for Sacramento. Thompson comes in for Julius Randle. And it's Mitchell in for Heel. And New York with a change here, too. Reddish is checked in. Now, here's Fox. Holmes with the steal. Mitchell with it. Robinson picks him up. And here's Barnes for 3. Good, and it's Mitchell picking up the assist. Mitchell's got assist number 5 here tonight. And it's Fox with the ball for the Knicks. Driving to the basket.
Oh my God.
Boy, did they need that rebound. I mean, they have struggled on the boards overall, but still with a chance to win.
Oh, putting a cam in.
And all of a sudden, that great run makes this.
So this is the problem when you don't have a go-to guy. It's hard to get double teams too on the ball. Obi can cut, he can finish, he can do those things, but when the pressure comes down to it, who's going to make the shot? I don't know De'Aaron Fox's game like that to know if can he get. I've seen a few plays where he's kind of hit a 3 or something like that, but I don't know if it's like if he's a clutch player and at the end is he the one, because Sacramento's played so bad. I'm not sure. I don't think Brunson is a $20 million a year player. But there's a lot of these players that I don't think are $20 million a year players. So maybe the NBA is just overvalued.
To the middle. Here's Toppin. And Toppin throws it down.
Extended minutes, Toppin is going to get buckets. He's going to get 15 to 19 points. And, you know, he doesn't rebound great. He'll give you 8 to 10 maybe.
We've got 1:18 left here in the fourth quarter.
But more than likely it'll be 8 rebound type of guy. With his frame and his muscle, I think he can bench press the most out of anybody on the team. If I remember correctly. And he's also the fastest player, like in terms of sprints.
As well. No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for New York.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the
That's not early. That's not true.
They got better looks, and that tends to lead to a better field.
It's covered. They only give you a good thing when you're covered. That's what it is. Like if I'm shooting it before the defense gets there, that's not a quick release.
And they've taken the mental advantage with this win tonight.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Obi Toppin.
He had a hand in just about everything they did tonight. I mean, he just didn't take a single possession off on either end. He was a complete package.
It's Fox with the drive. Robinson a screen on Halliburton. Back to Robinson. Out of bounds. Sacramento takes possession.
A flat-out loss of concentration. That kind of turnover.
Why sub with 7 seconds to go? This is why stuff like the game doesn't make any
7 seconds
sense.
left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Davis. From deep three-point range.
It was closer than it needed to be, but whatever.
That's what the big fella's there for.
So it's New York picking up the
How long
win.
we been playing? We've been playing an hour? Wow, these games take an hour? I didn't realize.
It was a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge.
Cam Reddish played well.
Thank you for being with us.
You'll see a lot of these. You'll see a lot of Obi Toppins, player of the game, Cam Reddish. I just think the future is, you know, playing the younger guys. And I think I saw something with Ian Begley and a few others having a round table. I think they're right. Tibbs is not the right guy if you want to focus on playing the young guys and rebuilding that way. He's a win-now coach. And I would venture to guess he would assume rather be let out of his contract than having to deal with that rebuild at his age. I get it. But at the end of the day, we got to do, he's always saying what's best for the team. And what's best for the team is to see these draft picks through, to see what they're made of, and to give them an opportunity to shine. And if you're not there, then you need to step down. But he's not giving away all that money. Mitchell Robinson had 15 rebounds. Wow. Man, I didn't do anything with RJ. He got 9 shots. I just couldn't hit anything. Quickly, I always struggle with quickly in this game. I don't know why. Alright, so I'm not going to play that next one. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow or later tonight. But we'll play with Brunson and see how he is with the Knicks and see if there's a difference. But for right now, I want to play Dirt 5. Let me actually stop this recording.